You say goodbye and I say hello. Dame Lillard, goodbye. His era in Milwaukee is over. Miles Turner, hello. He is now a Pacer. ESPN NBA senior insider Shams Charania. And Shams, take me into Milwaukee's thinking here. Obviously, they waived Lillard and then they signed Miles Turner.
So getting Miles Turner was not on the bingo card for the Bucks going into this free agency period. But once it became known that the Indiana Pacers just were not going to get to the market value for Miles Turner in his free agency, I'm told he made multiple offers, but none of those offers got to where Miles Turner felt comfortable re-signing. And once it got to that point, that's when John Horst, the Bucks general manager, and Miles Turner's agent began huddling over the last 24 hours to see is there a pathway to execute a deal. The only way to do it is for Damian Lillard to be waived and stretched. His $113 million stretched over the next 5 years, and that opens up the salary necessary. 4 years, $107 million for Miles Turner. And so think about it. In 2020, when Giannis Antetokounmpo's future was up in the air, the Bucks go out and get Jrue Holiday. In 2023, Damian Lillard. And then now a franchise-type center in Miles Turner.
Shoot those threes all day long. So take me through Lillard's thinking now. What would his plan be going into next year and beyond?
So for right now, he's going to do a lot of rehab. The next year or so, he faces Achilles rehab, and he's going to do that, I'm told, in Portland, surrounded by his family. So that's what this release allows him to do. From a business financial perspective, he gets all $113 million. There was no buyout in this. He gets all of that. And then for the first time in his career, he gets to pick where he wants to go. And so whether it's during the season, whether it's next offseason, Damian Lillard again will rise in the NBA. The question is just when, where, and most importantly for him, it's getting healthy. But I'm told he did welcome the change of scenery leaving Milwaukee.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Meanwhile, SGA. Looks like he extends now. How much money is he getting? Oh, there it is right there. And how long will he be in Oklahoma City?
That's the annual value.
Yes.
Now I'll give you the total value.
Okay.
4 years, $285 million. And that means he's the highest earning annual athlete across basketball, across baseball, across NFL. And so, listen, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, this was a shoo-in for him. Back in 2021, when the Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had negotiations, that was an actual negotiation. This one, he got the bells and whistles. I'm told in 2030-31, the final year of that deal, he has an opt-out. So it's a play option for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I'm told. So when he wants to opt out, he'll opt out then too, just like he got the money, $285 million Supermax contract for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP and Finals MVP.
More than $250 million. Imagine opting out of that figure. It's way crazy.
That was impressive. From top plays to top move, the Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard and will use the stretch provision to acquire free agent Miles Turner from the Pacers. The Bucks will pay Lillard the $113 million owed over the next 5 years. Lillard's future consists of continuing his rehab from that torn Achilles suffered back in May. Here's Tim Legler.
For the Milwaukee Bucks, they got themselves into a situation they really didn't see a choice. They had to free up some cap space because they needed a center. They needed to replace Brook Lopez. Damian Lillard became the obvious choice there. It's a big hit for the Milwaukee Bucks to eat that amount of money, but actually is going to be a positive for Damian Lillard down the road. In the meantime, for the Bucks, you get Miles Turner. I think it's a pretty good replacement for Brook Lopez. He can play a style that fits with Giannis Antetokounmpo because he can stretch the floor as a shooter. Also, still an elite level rim protector. So they did the best they could. The biggest question, though, is this enough for Giannis Antetokounmpo? That's really the only question that matters in Milwaukee. He has made it clear he's going to evaluate everything this organization does. It remains to be seen if what they've done is enough. So as we head into the season, I think for the Bucks, there are more questions than answers.
All right, thanks, Tim. Did you know Giannis were to leave this offseason? It would be a rare occurrence. Only once has a player started a season on a new team after averaging 30 points and 10 rebounds per game. That was when Moses Malone was traded from Houston to Philly in the early 80s in back-to-back MVP seasons. Plus, the Sixers won the title in that first season after acquiring him.
I knew that.
Of course you did.
You asked.
I never doubted you. But listen, it's been a crazy day. Even Giannis doesn't know what's going on, saying in a social media post, quote, "I don't know what's going on right now, man." Seems to be chilling, though.
Yeah, I thought that was in tonight.
Right.
I guess
What they did, maybe. The world will never know. No confusion here, though. Dennis Schroeder headed to the Sacramento Kings after agreeing to a 3-year, $45 million deal. The 31-year-old used to moving around. He was traded twice last season, played for 3 different teams. He's heading into his 13th year in the league. To another 3-year deal in the NBA. This one for Duncan Robinson for $48 million to the Pistons. Detroit trading Simone Fontecchio to Miami in a sign-and-trade deal for Robinson, who had also declined his $20 million early termination option to become a free agent. Robinson just wrapped his 7th season in the league.
Knows that LeBron James opted into his $52.6 million player option for next season, which could make it easier for him to move if there was a sign-and-trade that would have been available. Maybe? I don't know about that. The next order of business is extending Luka Doncic, who will become eligible to sign a projected 4-year, $222 million extension on August 2nd. With no extension, he could become a free agent next offseason. And then there's Austin Reeves, technically extension eligible, but he can only extend for up to $89 million over 4 seasons. That likely won't get done, since next year he could sign for a projected $240 million over 5 years.
Whoa.
A lot of money can change here. Rob Pelinka certainly has his work cut out for him. Joining us now is our reporter covering the Los Angeles Lakers, Dave McMenamin. Dave, I just posted a lot of hypotheticals. Could be, might be easier, sign and trade. This is what could happen. This is what won't. Can you just shed some light on what the Lakers' plan is here? Because there has not been a whole lot of action.
Well, we came into the segment talking about LeBron, who's a wing, Luka Doncic, who's a wing, Austin Reeves, who's a wing. The Lakers still need a center, and we're in day 2 of free agency. I spoke to a source with familiarity with what the Lakers are thinking today, and they're weighing several trade scenarios, I'm told, to try to acquire this center. One of which, and I don't have the name, so we just have to, maybe rely on Bobby and the trade machine here, that they are talking to a team that they think will be going about after another trade, and that other trade will end up having a surplus center for that team, and then the Lakers can approach them.
Okay.
I follow that. Now we're playing Tetris with a team that could be making a trade, and then the Lakers can slot in with this trade. You called for Bobby Marks. Let's bring him in now. Bobby, make this make sense.
I don't know what Dave just said we could do in the trade machine. As far as going there and here and here, but we're going to bring out the free agency.
First this, then
let's keep it simple. Free agency touchscreen here. This is where the Lakers are. This 182 number, because they signed Jake LaRavia to that exception yesterday, they cannot exceed 195. So we're playing with $13 million in salary. Here are your free agents that are left on the board. It has shrunk considerably. Mo Wagner, Deandre, and Al Horford, we think is spoken for already. Larry Nance Jr. has signed in Cleveland. He is off the board. And of course, Tristan Thompson, who has been there already. Deandre Ayton is the name to keep an eye on. He's the best available. Likely in this range here, this $7.5 million, because when you put Ayton in, that gives you enough flexibility, about $6 million